I'm very curious about the whole arbitration thing. I'm curious too about the NFL and the NBA, by the way. Because that is my next question. And here's the first thing that came into my head when we heard this news too. By the way, Carlos, when Darren gets here, just add him in. We'll just roll right with it. The first thing I thought of was the NFLPA, NFL, are not making decisions so that in a month they find themselves in front of a grand jury. That doesn't make sense to me.
I wouldn't think
I would think that if you are breaching this contract, terminating a contract, whatever, I would just have to think an organization like that is, here's the cause.
They consulted their lawyers. They knew beforehand that they were going to be
Because,
okay.
again, we talk about Fanatics coming in and being the biggest fish in the room in the sea of cards in the hobby, no question.
Yeah.
That's not the case with the NFL. Like, the NFL is on a whole nother planet.
Yes.
So that was my first thought. My second thought was, well, if there's enough evidence here and whatever to constitute them doing this, well, wouldn't that also hold true for the NBA, PA?
That's what...
Did they pull out next? Maybe not. I have no idea. And then my next thing, again, third thought and final one would just be, so then when does the NFL follow suit? When do they say, hey, same thing, we're pulling out for X, Y, Z reasons? And then if that happens, now Fanatics holds the keys to the kingdom. They've got both. They've got the players and the logos.
So I don't know if it was from like the Ken Golden Live or if it
That
was
I was
something
on?
else.
The one that I was on?
You did get featured in
By
there.
the way, Grant from Backyard on with us. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Kid just sitting there shirtless, flipping his phone around. We got his dog and his
He
girlfriend.
lives in Florida. I wouldn't wear a shirt.
But I
if
was just
in
like, why is
Florida.
this guy on the live? Nice kid, but I'm like, added nothing to the conversation.
Oh, don't stop. Anyway,
Everybody else was great. I like him. I like his brother Nick even better. But I was like, what is this goofball doing here?
Dang it, what was I even talking about?
so sorry.
Yeah, Ken Golden had mentioned something about how some of players' associations and the leagues themselves have not always seen eye to eye. So it may be that, yeah, NFL could follow suit just because the NFLPA pulled out. But there's also been other situations apparently in the past where that has not been, they haven't seen eye to eye, and they would almost do the opposite of what the other association did. So it could be that they follow suit, but definitely there's still a world where we see no real substantial product in 2023 if Panini is not allowed to put out their current roster of product, because you would either have cards that have names and likenesses but no teams, or you'd have teams with no names and likenesses. So what's the point?
Well, and even that, I don't know that Panini's in a spot to go out and just do that now anyways. Like for baseball.
Well,
like,
I was thinking like more Fanatic. I would think Fanatics would probably do like...
just go out and put out unlicensed product.
But I mean, like...
Could be.
What do you... I guess you're just putting... You're doing something similar to what MLB or what Panini's done with MLB in that situation. Because they've done names but no teams, no logos or anything.
I guess I'm just curious, who knew this was coming? That's my other major question. If you know this is coming down the pipe, then if you're both sides, then if you're Fanatics and you know it's coming, perfect. We're ready to roll. We got product. The presses have already been running. We're good to go the day we get this notice. If you're Panini, same thing is true. If we know this is coming, which it sounds like they had no clue. So honestly, I don't know who knew what, but if I'm Panini and I know this is coming, then my first thought is we need to have all these vets, and maybe they did. 360 people. Everybody needs to be signed up, ironclad, so that we can, if the worst happens and we lose the PA, then we are ready to go with the vets just right out of the gate. But if I'm Panini too, I mean, it sounds like they are, at least until this arbitration happens. I don't know when that'll be. Like Luminance came out yesterday.
Yeah.
There was no delay there. We just
People were selling it.
We just got encased is shipping to us, we were just told, on Monday. That comes out next Wednesday.
Well, I think the whole arbitration going that path is hopefully to put like a stopgap in between this hard and fast, like you can no longer sell any of this product because we are still like, this is still being worked out in the courts type of thing.
And honestly, in a perfect world, because obviously the deal is going down, in a perfect world, the arbitrator, the court, whoever ends up being the deciding factor says, you know what, Panini, show us your current roster. What designs, what sets have already been signed off on? Again, I've been told by multiple people it's going to be 3 to 6 months, probably closer to 6 months. Those are ready to go. If that's the case, we see almost no hiccup here. We've got 6 months lead time. Fanatics can ramp up, decide what they're going to do, start getting things ready. If a deal can be made with the NFL, because that's still the whole underlying issue. And then for the first time, and I did not think I would be saying this, I am actually starting to wonder if Fanatics is going to buy Panini.
I don't think that that should be a thought. I think it's a
Don't
probability.
tell me what to think.
No. I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't think. Like,
I've already been
I think there's
scolded.
very
I don't
high-
need to be told I'm stupid.
I think there's a very high chance of that.
I have
happening.
not
And
thought
I don't-
that ever.
I'm
Have
not
you?
saying it's necessarily Fanatics that would do the buying, but it would make the absolute most sense. I think what would happen is you would see Panini get split off into multiple different areas where their IP and licensing that they still hold would get sold off. So you would obviously
then
have
you can do it-
Fanatics buying
Right.
football and basketball, and they would hopefully even take some of that IP of like maybe Prism or
Prism, Flawless, NT.
yeah,
And
all
you
of that.
have, because if
And
you do
then-
that, you would then own everything, right? You'd have the deal with the NFL and the PA.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
So-
have product ready to go.
So there's that, and hopefully you would even like be able to sell off the contracts with the card companies or the card manufacturers. It'd be a real easy transition.
Not
right
to mention,
into that.
if that happens, I would think all pending lawsuits are done.
No, exactly.
Like
well,
the monopoly, the antitrust, everything, I would think.
so there's that aspect of it, but then you also have like the fact that Upper Deck might come in there and maybe take some other parts of it.
Whoa, say that again.
Upper Deck coming in and taking other parts as far as like, what if it's a whole sell-off of Panini? Like Panini sells everything. Like they've got soccer, they've got wrestling, UFC, all these other things. Obviously, Upper Deck is really known for
hockey and then
more than
individual
anything
and then
right
individual
now.
deals.
So it could be that, or it could just be that Panini sells off those other portions, and then they just continue with their soccer, NFTs, all the other stuff that they're still known for. So, but I don't see a world where they just sit there with licenses and do nothing with them, or put out product that people just aren't going to
Yeah,
like.
because I will be honest, I don't find either of those options for products desirable. It's different than baseball to me and to most collectors. I don't want to go out and buy a product where Jim Kelly is the big chase, and I love Jim Kelly.
Sure.
I'm not into, I don't, and the other thing too is there's not really a prospect system like there is in baseball and football. Like in product last year even, you were getting Ellie De La Cruz in some product. Oh, cool. I can get a guy who then J-Rod was in stuff last year. And again, they had the PA, still had the PA deal, so that's different. But I just mean you had guys last year, and even this year, Anthony Volpe, Jordan Walker, there was still like that cool, awesome chase. Matter of fact, Ellie De La Cruz was in stuff this year from Panini, now that I'm thinking of it. That's just a game changer. But if you told me, hey, here's the two options, you can go buy vets and college kids with licensing, with logos.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there was also something about the NCAA.
Your ADD is so bad today. Like I think it may be the caffeine as well, but
I'm
like,
hurt.
We are like
This
jumping
is how
around so much. We can't. It's not like it's bad though. You're hitting all the topics we need to talk about, but it's like we need to focus down on one and then discuss that and then go to the next one. But that's okay.
I'm dealing with a womb. So
I apologize.
But this is the overall thought, though. I'm just saying, as it sits, I just don't find either desirable.
I agree,
I don't
though.
want to buy the vets and that stuff, and I don't want to buy college or non-logoed stuff either. Not for the NFL, at least.
I've felt the same way even about the Panini baseball for these years. I know people still like it.
It's always been different. Yeah,
but it's just never been one of those things. If I'm going to collect anything, I want all of it. You know,
I'm also in the minority there, though. I think I'm one
I
of
think
the few.
there's a lot of people who do still enjoy it for sure.
There's definitely a lot, but hardcore collectors, I think, have by and large passed on the majority of it.
Like they don't care about it. They don't want it. Is that what you're saying? Like they think it's bad?
So I would say if you just took 100 people who are active break customers,
Okay.
Baseball specific, 100 guys just across the grid, and you said, okay, how many of you guys buy Panini baseball? And you broke it up to Immaculate, NT, Flawless, like the big ones.
Okay.
I think 60, 70% would say, yeah, I'm in on that. Like, not licensed, I get it, but it's an awesome patch, awesome card. I like it no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you said, okay, take out those three, how many do you got of the 100? How many are buying Select, Prism? You know those. I think it's like 20 to 30%. I think it's way lower.
Okay. Maybe.
And in football, I think it is. I mean, football is the most team fanatic sport of anything. Baseball is crazy because of prospecting.
Yes.
Dude, everybody loves Ellie. I don't care that he plays for the Reds.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
especially those
everybody
things
loves
can
one.
change.
See what I did there? Not Wanda. No, but like I just think prospecting just has encompassed baseball more than anything. Football, you love your team. Like football fans are fans of the team, their player.
100%.
So I just think it's a major.
Well,
it would be. I think we're going to obviously learn a lot more, but It is interesting to me to see how this goes. The other thing, real quick, I want to touch on with this. Go ahead.
Wait, I was just gonna say,
Same topic. I'm not leaving.
As far as product goes, though, we do know in the next month. Like I pulled this up before we started the show today. You've got 2023 Panini Donruss Elite Football. You've got Mosaic Football.
In cases next week.
You've got Black Football. You just had Luminance, and you got Encase.
You have Encase for next week, right?
Actually, you said that. I didn't have that on. Oh, no, it is.
Okay.
I do. It is on
30.
here. Yeah,
30th.
so you've got, what is that, 5 products over the next month? And
those are printed and ready to go. They have
you
to
would
be.
think those are printed and ready, right?
No question.
Because it takes time to ship, get to the middleman, and then the
course.
middleman gets to you, right? If you're the seller, and then it gets to us, the consumer. So obviously, we would think that stuff's already done.